We've been telling you all week that today is the day we're going to make our picks, Casey McAllister, Brandon Seho, and me, for our playoff picks in the National Football League. Fellas, are you ready to roll?
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay.
A lot of excitement. Hey, by the way, the wall. We got Burrow added now.
I tell you guys, I've kicked you in front of the bus a little bit. There's a very strong chance that might happen regularly, might happen in 10 minutes from now. But I have to say, with the ability to not only produce the program, but while we were in that segment with Brian Billick, you guys were able to hang the Joe Burrow jersey, adding to the Steve Logan and Johnny Bench jerseys. You brought that Burrow jersey in, right, Casey?
Yeah, I brought that
So
in.
does that mean, would you have normally worn that on Sunday?
No, actually, I have a Jamar Chase jersey now.
And you'll wear that?
Yeah.
To the tailgate?
Yes.
The big tailgate. We'll talk
Where
about
you're playing beer pong with me
Well,
on
I'm not
Sunday.
sure about that one.
All right.
I'm
Well, not with
I'm
him,
quite
with me,
sure I
though.
won't be, but that's okay.
You're going to let down Zim Hude.
I would never do that to my man Zim Hude. Okay, here we go. Let's start in the AFC North, where my choice to win it, repeat winners, the Cincinnati Bengals. Casey, Brandon?
Who do you think we're going to pick?
Okay. Is this going to turn into a Homer show?
Well, you with
That's
those.
the last
that's
thing in the
automatic.
world I want this to be is a Homer show.
Okay, but the Bengals just went to the Super Bowl. Like Dan Horde said yesterday, they only got better. They went out and they meant business in free agency. Got 3 new offensive linemen in the first 72 hours. I don't understand. Oh, the Bills looked good last night. We already talked about this. But in the division, the Ravens are healthy. Lamar Jackson really good. The Browns, I don't understand why people think they're going to win the division.
That's
not a chance.
No.
But I think the Bengals are the real deal again, and they only got better.
Okay.
I only got one name to say, and that's Joe Burrow. Okay. He's the dude.
All right. Fair enough. But this show cannot and will not turn into a Homer show. It can't.
Unless it's Ohio University.
Yeah, that's a little bit different ballgame. Oh, the Mighty Bobcats. All right, where are we going next here? We're going to the AFC East, where after watching last night, even before last night, Buffalo, you guys the same on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy across the board. I think New England's going to be better than people think.
Yep.
I'm a big Belichick guy. Who wouldn't be a big Belichick guy? You may not like him, but that guy, 23 years, the best of all time. I would make the argument. All right, next up, we go to the AFC West. This is a really good division, the best in the NFL. And once again, I think Kansas City's a team to beat, even though I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year without Tyreek Hill. Gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm going with Denver just because.
Denver?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of go with the trend. A disgruntled quarterback goes to a new team, does really well. I think it's Denver here. Now, I will say this. The AFC West could possibly host all 4 teams, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It is possible.
It's
they
possible.
can all take the wild card spots.
Yeah, it's possible because you've got the Chargers. A lot of people think they're going to be really, really good. And, of course, the Raiders were in the playoffs last year. Casey, Brandon, you're going with Kansas City as well.
Yeah, even though the Bengals swept them last year, they're not in the division. So, I don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I know they lost Tyreek Hill. Still have the Bearcat, Travis Kelce, and plenty of other weapons. I covered Clyde Edwards-Helaire at LSU. I just think that team's still loaded. The defense is really good, too, including Brian Cook, the kid from right here in Cincinnati that played at UC.
Safety.
Kansas City all the way.
Okay. And that leaves the AFC South. I had a hard time with this one because I'm a huge Mike Vrabel fan. I think he's a great coach. But they lost their leading sacker from a year ago, out with a knee injury for the year. They still have a great run game. Tannehill has proven me wrong, much better than I would have ever imagined. So, but this year, Matt Ryan feels like he has a chance to win again. He's a new quarterback in Indy. I go with the Colts. Gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts as well. Matt Ryan specifically is a head and shoulders better quarterback than Carson Wentz ever will be. And I also like a sleeper guy, Alec Pierce, the UC guy.
Yes.
Homer show.
The Homer show.
is. It's what it's turned into.
Turning into it, but
Clown show.
I really think he's going to emerge as a solid number 2, possibly even borderline number 1 receiver for that team.
Okay. Brandon?
I'm going with your boy Vrabes.
I got it.
I think last year they're the number 1 seed. They choked against the Bengals. They lost in their first game, in the first matchup in the divisional round. I think they come back this year, win the division, get at least 1 playoff win.
Okay. All right. So we've got some nice differences here. Are we going to the NFC? NFC North have to take Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Casey, Brandon, same?
Yeah.
All right, we move on. We move on. We go next to the NFC West. Now, this is an interesting one. If the 49ers had Garoppolo at quarterback, I would have picked him.
Wow,
But they don't. They've got a rookie, and I'm not going down that road. Rams looked terrible last night. Just awful. 2 new starters on the offensive line gave up 7 sacks. Stafford's getting hit, getting picked. Defense was not good. But having said all that, the Rams. Fellas?
I'm picking 49ers. Kyle Shanahan, he just forked out the entire future for Trey Lance. So it's got to work, right? If not, he just looks really dumb, really stupid. And I watched LA just get shellacked by the Bills last night.
One game. It's one game.
But the thing that I'm going to point out here.
They just won the Super Bowl. I don't know if you remember that.
I do,
It's old
but
news. It's old news.
They have 2 players missing from that roster, Von Miller and Andrew Whitworth. And it showed last night.
It did.
It did. Von Miller tore them up. The new right or left tackle, that they have Noteboom or something like that. He looked bad against Von Miller. So I'm going 49ers.
Not a bad pick. I'm going with LA Rams like Tom is. I just think they're going to figure it out. They have too much talent to not win that division, but we'll see.
That's right. We'll see. Okay, next up we go to the NFC East, or the NFC least. That's a brutal division.
America's team.
You know what? That's not a fair word. It's not a sexy division. It is a rugged. I did a ton of NFC East games back with Fox, and when those teams match up, they are great games to watch more times than not. But I'm going with the Cowboys. I don't want to go with the Cowboys. I think they're the most overhyped, overrated team, waiting for Dak Prescott to win a big game. But Dallas it is. Fellas?
I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah, I think their defense is just going to be monstrous this year. Davis, the Georgia kid.
Yep.
I mean, I watched highlight clips of him this offseason, just bulldozing over people. I can see it in the Eagles' future. They're going to be bulldozing over everybody.
Okay.
I don't think yet. Going with the Cowboys as well. America's team.
Oh.
America's team, right? That's what they say. Did you ever say that on the air?
I don't think so.
They're not my team. They're America's team, apparently.
America's team. That's a phenomenal stadium.
It is awesome.
That place is just incredible. All right. That takes us to the NFC South. Now, mentioning a moment ago about divisional games and how good they are when teams inside a division play one another, there is no division in football, and you can look this up statistically as far as what the final numbers are in these games in the NFC South. They're phenomenal. Brady and the Buccaneers. Gents?
The clean sweep.
Yep. Can't bet against Tom Brady.
Cannot do it. Tom Brady and the opens for Tampa Bay, opens the season against Dallas. We'll be getting to those picks a little bit later on. All right, what do we have left here?
The wild card
Wild
picks.
card teams.
Show these all at once just for each person, I believe.
Okay, we start in
For some reason, mine are first in the AFC. Baltimore, Chargers, Colts.
Good ones.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Good ones. Okay. Casey?
I think mine are the Baltimore Ravens, Chiefs, and Chargers. Yeah.
Okay, so you have 3 teams in the that you mentioned earlier in the AFC West going to the playoffs. I have the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Titans. Okay. NFC Wild Card teams. Brandon?
Cardinals, Panthers, Eagles.
Panthers. So you're betting
I'm betting on
you're
Baker,
betting
baby. Let's
on
go.
Baker Mayfield.
Wow.
He's out for blood.
I tell you what's interesting, with all the people that said, that whatever they say about him, I hate when guys leave a place and then former teammates start ripping him. If you're going to rip him while he's there.
Yep.
Makes me crazy when guys do that stuff. Or they'll rip management after they've already left. If you don't like it, put your name to it and your words to it while you're there instead of actually waiting until you've shown the door or walked out the door. There have been some nice things said about Baker Mayfield, but a lot of things not so nice. And I'm not defending Baker Mayfield, but I do know he's a starter for the Panthers. They're playing the Browns this weekend, and he's been voted a team captain by the Carolina Panthers. Maybe every quarterback's a team captain, but he's a team captain. Okay, I go with the Casey. You go with this trio.
Yep.
Saints.
Yeah, I think that's the sleeper for me.
Famous Jameis.
It's either Saints or the Lions, honestly, for me. But the Saints,
Lions.
yeah, the Lions.
Jared Goff.
Yep. When you look at their roster from top to bottom, at least on offense, the only thing they really have missing.
Casey's new to
is Jared
football.
Goff.
We got to get him. We got to get him.
Listen, Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl. As long as he's got the team around him,
I know the Bengals were kind of like the poster child of a bad franchise makes the Super Bowl, turns around, but Goff is not Burrow, and the Lions will always be the Lions.
I will say this. One of my favorite people I've ever been around in my life, from the bottom of my heart, was my broadcast partner for a number of years, Chris Spielman, former great Ohio State linebacker. He is now a big executive with the Lions. He has a fingerprint on a lot of what they're doing, including hiring Dan Campbell as a coach. So no one is rooting for the Lions more than me. I want them to do well. I want Chris Spielman to do well. My wild card picks in the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Arizona Cardinals. Ooh, I winced when I said it. And the New Orleans Saints. New head coach in New Orleans, Jameis Winston, is now their quarterback. All in on Winston. I've been around that kid a lot. A lot of people don't like him. He's had his issues. Who hasn't had their issues? I mean, at the end of the day, who hasn't had their issues and made their mistakes and done stupid shit when you're young or even when you're old or whatever it might be? But Winston cares. He wants to be a great player. Throws a lot of interceptions, but I think he's got a chance to have a pretty good year. All right, we go to the championship games. We're not walking through the playoffs round by round. We are going right to the championship games. Conference champions, our show has turned into a Homer show.
It's the Homer Show.
The Homer Show.
Hoo-day, baby.
Hoo-day, baby.
God.
Let's
oh
go.
My God. This is.
Just say you believe.
Is
You
it too
believe
late
in
to
Burrow.
cancel this show?
Hear those
well.
hear those Bengals growling, mean and angry. Tom, come on and join us.
Lean and hungry.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
And defensively,
defensively,
they're rough, tough.
Cincinnati Bengals.
That's the team we're gonna cheer to victory. Touchdown, Bengals! Put those points up on the board and win the game for Cincinnati. All right, wow, Homer Show.
Oh my.
We're gonna rename the show, presented by UDF, the Homer Show, instead of Off the Bench. All right. When we come back, we're going to have Paul Fritzner to talk about his new show.
We got
here
two
on
more
Chat.
picks.
We got two
Oh,
more.
I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
NFC.
Go ahead. NFC. I'm sorry. NFC champions.
This is
Tom Brady and the Bucks.
And I picked the 49ers.
Good
man.
pick. Good pick.
and I am going totally different. Three different. Kyler and company. Let's go.
You heard those words from Brian Billick just a few moments ago about this whole Kyler Murray thing. I'm telling you, I lived out there for a long time. He better be good from the start, or that whole thing is going to start up out there in Arizona. That's gone from a really homer market to now being such a big city where guys have come from this place and that place and the media and everything. he better be good early, because there was something to the whole language in that contract about how much he's preparing to get ready for games. I don't care what anybody says. Did we pick a Super Bowl winner?
You ready for it
did.
again?
Oh, God.
Cincinnati Bengals.
That's the team we're going to cheer to victory. Touchdown, Bengals. Put those points up on the board and win the game for Cincinnati.
All
We're
right.
back in a minute with Paul Fritcher. This is brutal.